They want their voices heard, and they want to be heard in a respectful manner without fear of reproach.
This morning, the results for the race for the DeForest board are in. Ahead, what the city's newest member is saying about it.
Plus, new reports showing prices on imports are rising, how much they're jumping, and what's behind the trend.
And the Department of Health Services launching new COVID vaccine recommendations, what is now being addressed, and the revealing new poll. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3. Now this morning on your Wednesday, September 17th.
September 17th?
Yes.
Like, come on. It's feeling more like, what, early August, July? I mean, like, we're talking 80s, and all the highs on the extended outlook are, backing that up.
Yes, and just 4 more days left of real summer, but we're holding on
4
here.
days, that's all?
Yes, 4 days, but we're holding on here.
All right, let's check in with Savannah Burrito, see what we can expect when we step out the door this morning. I mean, I thought it was pretty mild out. I mean, we're in the 60s to start, and we're going to warm back up today.
Exactly. We're looking at the mid to even upper 80s later this afternoon. Very mild, and most of us are in the 60s. Few of us southeast of Madison a little bit cooler, but still everyone's above average, and that will set the tone for the rest of the day today. We've got a few rain chances to discuss tomorrow, more so into the weekend. That's when our better rain chances will return, and then 70s this weekend. So we do have a cool down. We're still going to be above average even heading into that Friday, Saturday time frame. Enjoy 86. That's our forecast high today. A couple spots could even reach the upper 80s. It'll also be hazy, and then we could see a few showers. Not across Madison. I think we stay dry with sunshine, at least mostly to partly sunny skies in the forecast. More cloud cover west. We'll talk about who has a chance of seeing showers, and then also time all of that out coming up.
All right, thanks, Savannah. Now to results from the special election in the village of DeForest. Alicia Williams is the winner of last night's election. She got nearly 80% of the vote.
The former seat holder, Bill Landgraf, and challenger Stacey Peterson each got just over 10%. The election followed a recall effort against Landgraf with over 1,500 signatures petitioned. Community members claim he intimidated and harassed those who disagreed with him. He was one of the trustees supporting a controversial fluoride vote in February. Williams, who is supported by the recall movement, says she'll bring collaboration to the seat.
So I am hoping to raise the standards and, again, just go off the momentum of what people want. They want their voices heard, and they want to be heard in a respectful manner without fear of reproach from those who are standing on the board.
News 3 now did reach out to Landgraf for comment, but we have not heard back. Now to a special election in Minnesota. Democrat XP Lee wins the seat to replace former Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman with 61% of the vote. Republican Ruth Bittner received 9%. The special election comes 3 months after Hortman and her husband were killed in their home. 57-year-old Vance Belzer has been charged with their murders.
We now know more about a case in Portage County that triggered a statewide Amber Alert. The mother facing charges this morning, accused of letting her 6-year-old live with a registered sex offender. Investigators say Chelsea Lehman and her children were living in a home owned by Jordan Coyle, the children's uncle. Authorities say Coyle lived there despite being a registered sex offender, knowing he was violating his probation. The Department of Corrections issuing an arrest warrant. As a result, police tried to take him into custody, but he took off. Authorities issued that Amber Alert for the girl on Thursday when they suspected that the 6-year-old was in the woods hiding with her uncle. Her mother told investigators that her daughter left home to look for him. Police found them 2 days later, the girl unharmed. Lehman faces charges of aiding or harboring a felon and encouraging a violation of probation. Coyle is in custody. His charges are pending.
Wisconsin Department of Health Services leaders say they will continue to recommend the COVID-19 vaccine for all Wisconsinites 6 months and older. This comes as Governor Tony Evers signed Executive Order 275 to urgently protect access to vaccinations. The DHS issued a statewide order allowing most people to get the vaccine at pharmacies without a prescription.
The action that we are taking with the Office of the Commissioner of Insurance, we are hoping that insurance companies that maybe have not covered it will eventually cover the insurance. So I think that's the first lesson is, or the first suggestion is just to be patient and not give up, because there are people at different levels and agencies in the government who are working to try to improve access.
A new poll shows more parents are becoming skeptical of vaccines. The poll shows 1 in 6 parents skipped polio or MMR vaccines, which protects against measles, mumps, and rubella. Parents who didn't vaccinate cited concerns about side effects and other risks.
This morning, Utah Valley University students are said to return to class a week after the shooting of Charlie Kirk. It comes as an investigation into the shooting is ongoing, and crews are trying to restore the space where Charlie Kirk was debating back into a courtyard. University officials and Orem police are also stepping up their security presence on the campus throughout the rest of the semester. It comes as the conservative activist suspected killer Tyler Robinson is now facing 7 different charges for the shooting, including aggravated murder and 2 counts of witness tampering.
In other national news, this morning, Congress is taking action to combat juvenile crime in the nation's capital. The first bill lowers the age to try juveniles as adults for violent crimes from 16 to 14. The second requires the D.C. Attorney General to post juvenile crime stats on a public website. This comes as the House reviews additional crime measures just weeks after President Trump deployed the National Guard to D.C.
Well, have you noticed the price of just about everything is on the way up? It may be because the Bureau of Labor Statistics is reporting that the price of imported goods unexpectedly jumped last month. August 0.3 percentage point gain follows July's uptick in import prices as well by the same percentage. The jump in prices signals that foreign countries are not sharing in much of the tariff costs. If they were, you'd expect to see exporting nations discounting the pre-tariffed goods.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports traffic fatalities are down over 8% this year. Early estimates for the first half of 2025 found just over 17,000 people lost their lives in car accidents between January and June. That's down from more than 18,600 in the same time period last year. The decline happened even with more miles traveled on U.S. roadways this year.
A live look in London this morning. President Trump and First Lady Melania continue their state visit to Great Britain. Tonight, they'll dine with King Charles and the royal family at a state banquet at Windsor Castle. Then tomorrow, the president will meet privately with the Prime Minister and tech leaders.
Our total continues to climb thanks to all of you who've donated to our Coats for Kids campaign. We're now up to 783. If you haven't donated yet, you still have until October 4th. So please check those closets for unused winter coats or gently used and those winter accessories. We accept all sizes of winter jackets, but infant and toddler sizes and larger teens are also, those sizes are in more of a need this year, and we'll continue to keep you updated with those totals each day.
Oh, you're invited to Madison Reading Project's open house. It begins in just a few hours. It starts at 7:30. It runs to 9:30. You're encouraged to come when you can and leave when you need. The goal is to celebrate community, connect over literacy, and spread book joy. You can also tour the big reading bus and see the book center. Again, that's this morning in Madison.
All right, breakfast with the bus. Can't go wrong there.
Madison Reading Project does so much good for the community. Stop by and tell the folks hi.
Yes. Well, let's check in with Savannah, who's getting everyone ready as they're headed out the door this morning. Hey.
Good morning, guys. We're tracking at least temperatures that are in the mid-50s, but a lot of us, including Madison and northwestward, are even as high as the upper 60s. That's the case in La Crosse early this morning. Check out our highs. Lower 70s is our average, but this is our trend the rest of the week into this upcoming weekend. 86 today. I think even a couple spots could reach 87 or 88. 84 tomorrow. We're down to the 70s over the weekend, mid-70s. That's still above average. We'll talk about what's to come after that into early next week and time out any rain we could see in the coming days.
Sounds good, Savannah. Coming up, is exercising better than taking weight loss drugs? What a new study reveals.
And the Woodman's Center is set to open this weekend. Our Josh Fider live in Janesville with what this new facility will have to offer.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
6:12 in your morning health news. A new study uncovering a link between problem gambling and suicide in young people. According to the study, among 20-year-olds, problem gamblers had quadrupled the risk of attempting suicide compared to those who didn't gamble. With gambling more accessible than ever before, researchers say more needs to be done to prevent young people from gambling addiction. If you or someone you know is experiencing thoughts of suicide, call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. The number on your screen, 988.
A new study shows taking opioids for pain during pregnancy likely does not raise the risk of autism and ADHD in children later in life. A Swedish study of more than 1 million children found there's little evidence to support the claim that opioid use by expectant mothers can cause ADHD or autism in their unborn children. However, the study's authors say more research is needed on whether extremely high doses of opioids can cause neurodevelopmental conditions.
Losing weight through exercise may be better for cardiovascular health than losing weight with medications. That's according to a new study from the University of Copenhagen that found that people who maintain their weight loss through regular exercise reduce their development of atherosclerosis, which is a leading cause of heart attack and stroke. Researchers say the weight loss drugs, those GLP-1s, also reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, but exercise, they say, is vital to maintain the health benefits of weight loss.
Let's check in now with meteorologist Savannah Brito. What's the temps looking like out there this morning?
Well, it's definitely on the warmer side. Our normal high is about 51, so the lower 50s. We're waking up almost at 60 degrees in Madison. Monroe's at 62, 62 in the Dells. La Crosse is at 66, Juneau, Janesville, and then also southeastward towards the city of Milwaukee. A little bit cooler than that. Janesville and Waukesha are both at 55. So we're going to set the tone. That will set the tone for the rest of the day. We're looking at least the mid, if not upper 80s. Most of our visibilities right now are up to 10. A few of us are seeing some of that smoke mix further down. Lone Rock's down to 9 miles, Boscobel's down to about 1.25 miles, Black River Falls at 0, La Crosse 9. So it's a little bit more prominent to our northwest. We do have light levels of smoke that we're waking up to, just the blue, but that is affecting not only our visibilities, but our overall air quality a little bit too. Basically, those areas up towards Black River Falls, La Crosse, Camp Douglas, and Viroqua are in the moderate category. And then if you're traveling just towards Waukesha or Milwaukee, the smoke a little bit more prominent there. That's also moderate air quality. Those values as low as about 100 across some of southern Wisconsin. But again, most of us fall in that good category. Our temperature is warming up through the afternoon. I think we'll see similar conditions to yesterday. More cloud cover west, more sunshine east. Once we get near midnight, that's when showers develop. Still far west out across Iowa, Minnesota, but then once we get into about lunchtime tomorrow morning and then early afternoon, that's when the showers are going to move further into southern Wisconsin. That's our better chance when you compare that to today. I think our better chance still is going to hold off until we get closer to the weekend into Friday and then Saturday and Sunday. We're going to be dealing with well above average temperatures, and not only in the coming days, but as a whole heading into late September. This is as late as September 27th, and you can see that darkest shade of red that spreads further into Wisconsin compared to what it showed yesterday. So continuing that warming trend in that ridge, that'll also bring us some drier weather too. So aside of this upcoming weekend, maybe into early next week, that's when we turn a little bit more active, but then we're really drying out heading into next week and next weekend. Temperature highs are also expected to be back to about 80. Our overnight lows also about 60 or so degrees. A couple nights falling in the mid to upper 50s, but overall above average temperatures and summer-like weather set to continue.
Well, it sure doesn't look like mid-September.
No, when fall starts Monday.
There we go. All right. Thanks, Savannah. In the 608 this morning, there's a brand new sports and convention center set to officially open up this weekend in Rock County.
Our Josh Prider is live in Janesville with a sneak peek. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you guys. Yeah, we're inside the brand new Woodman Sports and Convention Center that's set to open up officially to the public this weekend. We're giving you a little early sneak peek at what this facility is really all about. And joining us this morning is Kevin Lehner. He's the city manager of Janesville. Kevin, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Beautiful space. You guys got to be excited about what's to come here for Janesville.
Yeah, we are very, very excited. It's a long time coming. It's been a project years in the making, and we're getting ready to open the doors this weekend, and we're very, very excited about it.
You know, you pull up to this facility and it is massive. There are multiple parts. Of course, we're in the arena portion. So what is this really bringing to the area?
Yeah, so we're in front of the Mercy Health Arena right now, and one of the big attractions of this is where the Janesville Jets are going to play. They've been a long-time staple here in the city. So this is going to be ice year-round, and we're going to have all sorts of, you know, your regular things of hockey and figure skating and all those sorts of things. It's going to support the local high schools. So that's one part of the facility. We have another sheet of ice, multi-purpose arena, so there'll be ice half the year. And then it'll be, you know, turf or sport court or convention space the other part of the year. And then we have a full convention center on the other side. And that has multiple purposes. We can host conventions. And so if anybody out there is thinking about hosting a convention, check Janesville out. We can host sporting events, basketball, volleyball, pickleball, you name it.
And this is really what it was all about for you, is you wanted to have something for everyone, and it seems like you pulled it off.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing space. We wanted it to be multi-purpose. We wanted it to be available to the community to use. We're going to have all sorts of community events in here, and then we'll be able to rent it out for a variety of things as well. And we are just super excited about it right now.
This project was a long time coming. I mean, it took you almost 10 years. Obviously, you broke ground last year. You know, now that it's done and you guys are set to open, how does this feel, and why is it so important to have this for Janesville?
Well, you know, this is just kind of like a Janesville story, because there are so many folks that were part of bringing this together. I mean, we raised $10 million from the private sector. You know, folks like Woodman's, folks like the Mercy Health folks, the Hendricks Family Foundation, the Kennedy family. I mean, there's so many people that have donated money to this project. Amazing. We got funds from the federal government, we got funds from the state government, and then of course the city put in a large majority of the funds to build the facility. So, you know, the whole community came together to make this happen, which is what makes it so exciting, you know. And so we do have something for everyone. We are very, very proud of the space. Every time I get in here, it gets a little bit more finished. And I can't wait for the weekend when we get to cut the ribbon.
Yeah, we're even seeing some construction crews here this morning. They're getting busy, you know, because obviously it's crunch time. So if folks are interested, they want to come check out the space this weekend, what do they need to know?
Yeah, so we have community events all weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, noon to 4, I believe, is what the time frame is. We're cutting the ribbon. Official cutting ceremony is on Friday morning. And so they can come check it out. Well, the facility will be open. We'll be doing tours. We'll be doing events. We'll be doing activities throughout the building. And we really just want to welcome the whole community into it to check it out.
A lot to celebrate. Kevin, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
It looks great. And if you'd like to learn more about the Woodman Sports and Convention Center, about the grand opening, or just what it's used in general, just go to the story up on channel3000.com, guys.
Oh boy, I bet he's kicking himself that he forgot his ice skates this morning.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Looks like a nice addition there.
I know. If only I would have brought those guys.
Usually he jumps at any opportunity to grab his skates and get out there and show us what he's got. All right, Josh Breiter, rink looks great, buddy. Big deal for the community in Janesville. Got an idea for Josh for In the 608? Reach out and let him know about it.
Well, still ahead, we are already thinking about the most wonderful time of the year. Can you guess what it is? A look at the countdown.
And in our next half hour, Madison police warning of an increase in e-bike and scooter thefts. To keep your wheels safe, still ahead.
And before we head to break, let's take a look at the gas prices this morning. We'll be right back.
We're back sharing Kevin's morning with you. Some hazy skies and a lovely Wisconsin field here. Check this out. Maybe some morning fog, Savannah? What's it look like to you?
Yeah, I think maybe smoke, a little bit of mix of smoke and fog. He sent this to me over the weekend, so.
Kevin snapped some great photos, doesn't he?
I know, they're beautiful. Thank you, Kevin.
Yes, well, here's what's trending this morning. I thought it was very fitting because we've been talking about it the last couple of days. So the countdown is on. As of today, there are 99 days until Christmas for everyone who celebrates. 99.
100.
Yes, yesterday was the 100-day countdown. Wow. Now we're down to 99.
That's crazy.
So yes, so I'm giving you a heads up now that there's plenty of time to get a head start on the holiday shopping. I know you don't want to think about it because you said you still have to think about Halloween costumes, what you're going to eat for Thanksgiving, or you said you know where.
But not what you're going to eat.
Right, it's still technically summer. We still got all of fall to go through before we start thinking about Christmas. I mean, come on.
But once you get to those burr months, as they say, September, October, November, December, it's over for you.
Oh, hey, I brought something in this morning. Hold on a second. Hold on. You know me, I'm
We have
always
no
talking
clue what
about
he
those
brought in
Trader
this
Joe's
morning.
spice brooms.
Oh no, they came.
You
I got-
actually brought in the brooms.
I got some of the Trader Joe's.
All right.
This is the small version. These are the
Can we
cinnamon
open
whisks.
them? Ooh,
So I
you can smell it through
I
the
got one
packaging.
for each of you.
Thank you.
Because it is
not kidding.
fall in just a few
Yeah,
days.
very
I'm not jumping ahead
cinnamony.
to Christmas
He
yet.
said, forget that. He said the fall brooms just got out. We are going to
Yeah.
take it.
I've literally never seen these before.
They smell-
are
they do
literally
smell.
brooms.
Get me in that fall spirit.
kidding.
Yeah, they smell good.
Yeah, they do smell
Wow.
good.
There you
I
go.
love
fall
simi. And then for like Christmas, they do the pine cones, maybe.
I think it's a different,
Okay.
it's more of
Okay.
a spicy scent.
Okay.
Well, you started a tradition now. I'll expect
Yeah.
my broom every year until.
There you go.
There we go. Thanks, Chris.
Well, yeah, you know, I love fall. I love the transitional months, and we're
Yeah.
about to move into fall, and I thought that'd be a
Very
Gonna hold
fitting.
on.
something.
Forget the other holidays right now.
It's gonna feel summer-like though. We'll recap those 80s coming up.
This morning, the village of DeForest elects a new trustee. What led to the vote and what the winner hopes to bring to the board.
And the Fed weighs in on interest rate cuts as Americans face the biggest credit score drop since the Great Recession.
Plus, Luke Bryan's farm tour coming back to Dane County, along with 13,000 concert goers, which means traffic will be busy. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now This Morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning on your Wednesday, halfway through the week.
Yeah, and September is just flying by. Mother
yes.
Nature is reminding us that it's still summer, but just gonna hold on to those warmer temperatures.
Yes, and I am not upset about it. I will say yesterday did get a little warm. It did get a little warm. I was
Steamy
actually
out there.
surprised, but not complaining. Not complaining.
I tried to go for a run and didn't go over too well. I only made it to like, I think 0.8 of a mile, so we didn't get a mile in. It was a little too warm for
I'll
that.
say A for effort. A for
Yeah,
effort.
exactly. But guys, we're going to be dealing with the summer-like temperatures for quite some time. We do have some smoke out there. You probably noticed it was hazy yesterday. That again early this morning. Boscobel's down to just 3/4 of a mile. Lone Rock 9, Black River Falls 1/2 mile. That's more so where there's an effect overall, a little bit more to our lower air qualities that we have. This is the current smoke cover we have. Most of us the blue, so it's lighter smoke, but still enough to overall affect and drop our visibilities and the air quality. But it's definitely a warm start. Most of us are in the 60s, few of us the 50s. We'll talk about the 80s and how many more days we could see them.
All right, Savannah, thank you. Now to our top story this morning. The votes are in for DeForest special election for the Board of Trustees. This comes after the village removed a trustee. Alicia Williams won last night with nearly 80% of the vote. Bill Landgraf, who previously held the seat, and challenger Stacey Peterson each received just over 10% of the vote.
Let's break down how we got here. On February 4th, the village board voted 4-3 to remove fluoride from the community's drinking water. Trustee Landgraf was one of the most vocal supporters to remove it. Then on June 3rd, a group launched a petition to have Landgraf recalled and alleged that he was intimidating and harassing those who disagreed with him. Then on August 5th, the board certified the recall petition that earned more than 1,500 signatures. And that brings us to last night's special election.
Yes, and Williams, who is supported by the group behind Bill Landgraf's recall, says she'll bring a message of collaboration to the seat.
This campaign is more about, like I said, bringing a higher level of professionalism and civility to the board.
News 3 Now reached out to Landgraf for comment, but we have not heard back.
6:32 in other news this morning, an investigation into a Janesville middle school teacher alleges sexually explicit comments made about children, including his students. The criminal complaint says that 6th grade teacher Adam Teal told an undercover investigator online that he had seen sexual abuse material and wanted to exploit his nieces. Teal also sent the agent a naked picture of his wife, saying that he took it without her knowing. He also shared a photo of a student. Teal teaches at Franklin Middle School. The Janesville School District has placed him on leave. He is charged with capturing an intimate representation without consent, a felony. We'll keep you updated both on air and online as this story develops.
The Sun Prairie School District announced another change in leadership at West High School. Peck Shoemaker will now step in as acting principal. Shoemaker, with 40 years of experience in education, recently retired as principal of Middleton High School. This comes 2 weeks after associate principal Ed Ford temporarily took over following Jennifer Pluger's unexplained departure. Ford will now return to his role. These changes happen amid the fallout from the arrest of former West Dean of Students Robert Gilkey-Meissegeyer. He faces 15 charges related to child sex crimes.
Today, the Federal Reserve is expected to lower interest rates for the first time since December.
The Fed is likely to cut rates by 1/4 percentage point because of growing signs of weakness in the labor market. This cut would make borrowing cheaper for you, but could push inflation higher. However, many economists say tariffs are already driving inflation. FICO reports the biggest drop in credit scores since the Great Recession. They also say more borrowers are defaulting on their loans. And younger Americans face a double whammy: high student debt and fewer entry-level job opportunities.
Taking a look at the markets this morning, Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ futures all holding real steady this morning. As traders await that Fed rate outlook, we're going to know if they're going to cut rates today, how much that rate cut would be, and the Fed will give an outlook on the economy. So expect some big announcements this afternoon from Wall Street.
To more national news this morning, the alleged Charlie Kirk shooter faces new charges and potentially the death penalty just 1 week after the murder. Tyler Robinson is charged with 7 counts, including aggravated murder and 2 counts of witness tampering. Authorities have released new text messages exchanged between Robinson and his roommate minutes after the shooting. In one exchange, Robinson appears to confess.
Roommate, you weren't the one who did it, right? Robinson, I'm sorry. Roommate, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yeah. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence.
You will remain in
Hours after the charges were announced, Robinson appeared virtually for his first court appearance.
Today, former CDC Director Dr. Susan Menares is set to testify on Capitol Hill before a Senate Health Committee. She plans to discuss Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s alleged prioritization of politics over public health, claiming CDC decisions required political clearance. The Department of Health and Human Services has not commented.
The House may vote as early as Friday on a new GOP-backed funding proposal. House Democrats are expected to oppose the 7-week stopgap bill. House Speaker Mike Johnson faces criticism over the $30 million allocated for security, which many say is insufficient. Congress has until the end of the month to pass a budget and avoid a government shutdown.
This morning, 2 people behind bars accused of locking 6 children inside of a storage unit. Milwaukee police found the children after receiving a report of them being trapped inside of a unit around 1 o'clock yesterday morning. Authorities say the children's ages range from 2 to 9. Thankfully, none of them were injured in the incident. A 26-year-old woman and a 33-year-old man are in custody. Another storage unit owner reacted to the terrifying incident.
Confused. I don't even know how to respond to it. Why would anyone keep, did you say 6 kids in a storage unit?
Police are still investigating the incident.
Right now, downtown Madison is seeing an increase in e-bike and scooter thefts. If you own either of these, there are key things you can do to keep your property safe. Officials say you should write down the model and the serial number. UWPD says they can put it into a nationwide database. Also, always lock your bike and scooter, even if you're leaving for just a few minutes. And if something gets stolen, contact Madison Police.
Brewers in action last night after getting a day off Monday. They are hosting a series with the last place Angels. And look who got to throw out the first pitch last night. That's men's basketball head coach Greg Gard delivering a strike. Excellent pitch, coach. At the plate, Christian Yelich launches one deep to center field for a home run. He went 3 for 5 on the night with a trio of runs driven in. Brewers whoop the Angels 9-2.
Now to a traffic update for tomorrow. Country artist Luke Bryan is making his return to Klondike Farms in Brooklyn as part of his farm tour.
Dane County Sheriff's Office says there's going to be a lot of traffic with more than 13,000 people expected to attend. If you're headed to the concert, make sure you use event parking. Additional parking is also going to be available at the intersection of highways 92 and 14. Drivers, make sure you're following those posted signs and avoid walking along the highway for your safety. And if you're not going there, be advised this area is going to be a bit busy. Parking opens at 2 p.m. Gates open at 5. The show kicks off at 6.
All right, so lots of people headed out there, but it's going to feel like a summer. I mean, it's still summer, but it's going to feel real summer-like for them.
Yes,
no problems.
No, 80s tomorrow still. I think today a little bit warmer than tomorrow's forecast. Okay. Maybe a little bit of showers too that move in. But overall, can't complain. It'll be still a nice day for Thursday. We're looking at a temperature right now of 59 in Madison, 66 in La Crosse, 60 both in Boscobel and Lone Rock, and we're looking at least the mid-80s, if not a couple of upper 80s. Gorgeous sunrise right now. Little hazy. Probably noticed that yesterday. That's going to be a feature that we see later this afternoon too. So the temperature at lunchtime about 80, and then we'll rise. The forecast high 86 in Madison. I do think, like I said, a couple areas could top out at 87 or even 88, but then we are tracking a little bit cooler temperatures. We'll talk about how long those mid-70s are going to last.
All right, getting up into the hot territory.
Oh yeah.
Steamy. Thanks, Savannah. Coming up, a local couple turning their frustration with a rental car company into a mission to help others. Our Michelle Renee Quinn shares their call for action journey.
And our Josh Breider is in the 608 with the reveal of the new Woodman Sports and Convention Center.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
642, a local couple turning their frustration with a rental car company into a mission to help others.
Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, shares Jane's call for action journey.
Jane and her husband were wrongly charged for damage they didn't cause to a rental car, and they reached out to call for action. Now, volunteers advised Jane and her husband to provide the photo evidence. With just one phone call, the charges were dropped and dismissed as a clerical error. Jane, inspired by the help of Call for Action, became a volunteer herself just 2 years later.
I want to give back to people. They were able to help me or us, and I want to be able to do that for people. And I've had some cases where I've actually helped people out quite a bit. And it's not everything's successful, and every scam is not fixable, but I enjoy it.
She now helps other consumers facing similar disputes. Her advice for rental car customers: take pictures of the vehicle before and after use, document the mileage, and keep detailed records. You can join me and Jane tomorrow live at 4 for Call for Action Telethon.
Well, temperatures are on the warmer side already out there early this morning. We do have a couple of cool spots, 55 in Waukesha and Janesville, but we're at 59 in Madison. That's still almost 10 degrees above average, and plenty of 60s west of here. 62 in the Dells, 61 in Monroe, 66 up in La Crosse, and everyone's at least going to be in the mid-80s later today. I can't even rule out a couple of upper 80s. I think we could do that given the right amount of sunshine, but we do have some haze or smoke that we're also waking up to. Few showers, very similar to yesterday. West of Madison, that's where the better chances, and northward, most will stay dry, though. That's where more cloud cover will be found. Madison and east sunshine. That will change slowly tomorrow as that cold front inches closer to us. Most of us are waking up with less smoke or light smoke. That's the blue color, but that is dropping our visibilities a little bit out there across some of southern Wisconsin. And also playing a role in air quality that's down to moderate levels in Viroqua, up near La Crosse, Camp Douglas, and Black River Falls. We're also looking at that towards Waukesha, Milwaukee, but most of southern Wisconsin does fall in that green, which is good, but some of us could see air quality values as low as about 100 later today. The winds, those won't be much of a factor, only forecasting winds up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and then showers that across Iowa and Minnesota develop later tonight. They're going to move in for some of southern Wisconsin. I still think our better chances will be west of Madison, even falling and coming into the lunchtime hour tomorrow. Prairie du Chien, Boscobel, Platteville. Basically, those areas out west have the better chance, and then across central Wisconsin. Yeah, I do think we'll see a few spotty showers across Dane County, and cloud cover definitely going to increase for tomorrow, but our best chance for rain still is going to hold off until over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Dew points very stagnant the next several days. Not super bad, but they will be a little bit on the humid side where they climb to about 60 to 65 at most. I don't think those are going to surge close to 70, which is what what some of us saw last weekend. As far as the temperature trend goes, I think summer-like weather is here to stick around for most, if not all, of the rest of September, even potentially as we head into early October. There are a few signs of showing some of us cooling down, mainly the west coast, though. Eventually, I think that'll make its way here. But yeah, the next 10 days, definitely above average.
All right, looking good. Savannah, thank you. In the 608, there's a brand new sports and convention center set to officially open this weekend in Rock County.
Guess who's there? Josh Sprider is live in Janesville, giving us a sneak peek. Good morning, Josh.
Hey, good morning to you guys. Yeah, we are inside giving you an early look ahead of the grand opening for the Woodman Sports and Convention Center here in Janesville. This is a mixed-use space with a lot of opportunity. Here joining us now is Kara Sankey with Mercy Health. Kara, good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
So you were one of the community partners that helped make this place happen, and when you see it now, that has to be pretty exciting.
It is great. It's great. Mercy Health has a long history of being in the Janesville community. Our roots run deep here. And being able to give to a place that's going to give back to the community and create space to help grow the economic impact and continue to grow some of the opportunities for athletes and groups across Janesville and the surrounding area is excellent for us.
You talk about that opportunity, and there's a lot of opportunity within this facility. Obviously, this is the convention center, mixed-use space, the arena on the other side. So when you see this, you know, what screams opportunity more than this to you?
I mean, nothing. Athletics is a big deal across the entire country, especially with youth sports. We have a long partnership with the Janesville Jets. We've been working with them as the sports medicine provider for years, and we've always known that they need bigger space and to continue to grow, and so giving even more opportunities for the high school athletes to be able to have games and bring large programs to Janesville. So tournaments, things like that, there's continued growth across the board when you have those kind of programs.
And it's all about the future, and when you continue to see that growth, you need space like this.
You need space, and Janesville hasn't really had anything like this in a long time, and I think that converting the space that wasn't being used and putting something like this in the city is only going to help the city in the long run.
Obviously, it takes a village to make something happen like this.
It does. And, you know, we continue to reinvest in the community, all of the things that we're doing, the Woodman Center, we do other local things in the community like music at the Marv, Rotary Gardens, all of those things. And so it's really important to us, and we will continue to do those things and serve the community the way we can because it served us very well.
So obviously you guys are super excited. You have the grand opening celebration this weekend. So what do people need to know if they want to come check it out for themselves?
That there is an open house on this Saturday. I can't remember the time off the head.
We'll have that up on our website.
You have it up on the website. But the open house, come see it. Come see the Mercy Health Arena, the mixed-use space. It's beautiful, and we're very lucky to have something this great in Janesville.
Yeah, there's a lot to celebrate in this community.
There is, absolutely.
Kara, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and if you'd like to learn more about the Woodman Sports and Convention Center and that grand opening celebration, again, it's happening this weekend. Just go to the story up on channel3000.com, guys. This place is huge. I can't wait for you to see it for yourself because there's a lot of opportunity here in Janesville.
Oh, man. It looks like it's got that new smell to it, too. Like, it's just one of those things that is going to feel bright and shiny and new, and a big addition for the community in Janesville and Rock County. Thanks for showing us around this morning, Josh.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can either reach out to him on social media or email us at in608@WISC-TV.com for a chance to be featured. Coming up in the morning sprint, a new study reveals how people use ChatGPT and what it's replacing.
And a new candidate jumping into the race for governor, the Democrat who just threw her hat into the ring right after this. And first, we want to wish a happy birthday to Sutton. Happy birthday. Hope you have an amazing day. We're back with the sprint next. .6:53, time for the morning sprint.
Just into the newsroom, Democratic State Representative Francesca Hong is now running for governor. She promises to be a wild card in the race. Since 2020, Hong has represented most of the Isthmus and the northeast side of Madison. She joins 3 high-profile Democratic candidates in the wide-open race.
Alicia Williams won DeForest's special election last night for a seat on the Board of Trustees. The election followed a recall effort by those who accused trustee Bill Landgraf of intimidating and harassing anyone who disagreed with him. Williams received support by the group behind the recall and received nearly 80% of the vote last night.
The Rock County DA charging a 6th grade teacher in Janesville with a felony. A criminal complaint accuses Adam Till of making sexually explicit comments about students and children to an undercover investigator and also sending a photo of a student in class. He's a 6th grade teacher at Franklin Middle School. Investigators say Till shared an intimate picture of his wife without her knowing.
OpenAI revealing ChatGPT's main use is shifting toward personal needs. Over 70% of prompts are about schoolwork, fitness tips, or writing help. Most users are women aged 18 to 25. ChatGPT is increasingly replacing web searches, with people using it for coding, product research, and relationship advice. Now, ChatGPT leadership boasts over 700 million weekly users worldwide.
Tyler Robinson, the suspect in last week's deadly shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, is now facing charges. That's after making his first virtual court appearance. Robinson is charged with aggravated murder and obstruction of justice, among other charges. Prosecutors say they will seek the death penalty.
Today, the Federal Reserve is expected to lower interest rates for the first time since December. Experts anticipate a 0.25% cut due to growing signs of weakness in the labor market. The move would make borrowing cheaper, but could also push inflation higher. Still, many economists argue that tariffs are what driving inflation.
Democrat XP Lee has won a special election in Minnesota for the seat previously held by the late Representative Melissa Hortman. Lee won over Republican Ruth Bittner with 61% of the vote. The election takes place 3 months after Vance Belter killed Hortman and her husband in their home.
86, the forecast high today. We'll still see some 80s, mainly today and tomorrow. Then we've got a couple cooler days, and then right back up to 80 by next week. And I think that's where we'll pretty much stay heading into the end of September. Expect summer-like, well above average temps.
All right, looks like those lake days are being extended.
Exactly.
All right, Savannah, thank you.
CBS Mornings is next.